Welcome back. It looks like the commissioner is ready.
With the first pick of the 2019 TV Studio Production Draft, the studio selects Haley Bradshaw,
She's a strong choice.
Hannah Campbell,
What a great pick.
Keelan Claiborne,
Oh, that's a nice one.
SHAUN Coleman,
He's been waiting for this.
Ava Cruchon,
She's a great addition.
Katie Gibbs,
Good pick.
Haley Kreml,
Solid choice.
Abby Peak,
Ooh, they'll go far with her.
Kendall Sowerby,
Can't go wrong with that one.
Mackenzie VanZee,
Ooh, she'll be great.
Tristan Willis.
Big moment for him.
And that concludes the TV Studio Production Draft for 2019.
You're watching Studio 22.
Hello, and welcome to Studio 22. My name is Mackenzie VanZee, and joining me today are two very special guests. In the studio, we have Serene Cater and Abby Crosswhite, two students and bird enthusiasts here at OCU. We're going to be talking about birds, what makes them cool, and how you can get into birding. Serene, Abby, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, how are y'all doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm
Good.
great. So how do y'all know each other? How did you guys meet and become friends?
Funny story. We both took an ornithology class. My spring semester of my sophomore year, her spring semester of her freshman year. We all the sophomores already kind of knew each other, and then we kind of just took Abby under the wing, basically.
It was a scary course, man.
Under the
let me tell
wing.
you.
No pun intended.
So how did you find this passion for birds? Because, you know, not a lot of people are into birds. So how did you guys get interested in this subject?
Well, once you really start to get to know everything about birds, I don't know what you can't like about them. They're so delightful.
Yeah, what is so delightful about birds? Enlighten me.
Well, just how they can adapt to various climate changes and other such things. Their beautiful colors, and for hummingbirds especially, their vibrant gorget.
What is a gorget?
It's the feathers along their throat.
Oh, wow, that's so interesting. You learn something new every day. So, what is your favorite type of bird and why?
I would have to say that my favorite's a hummingbird. Every hummingbird, there's no specific species. My grandma was always a huge fan of hummingbirds, and I don't know, it just kind of sparked an interest in me as well.
Mm-hmm. And Serene, what is your favorite type of bird and why?
So it's hard to say which one's my favorite one, but the Altamira Oriole is definitely a top contender because its vibrant orange colors just remind me of how bold it is. And it's just one of the most beautiful birds, and only occurs in a small range at the bottom of South Texas along the Rio Grande Valley. So you have to be in the correct spot in order to see it, and you won't see it anywhere else.
Oh, so a very rare bird.
Yes.
So what is the birding community like at Oklahoma City University?
Pretty much non-existent, I would say. There's a very select few. A lot of people assume that we're nerds and weirdos just because we do go birding.
And that's not true?
No, it is true.
Not entirely. I mean,
we're pretty cool too, though. It's a group of 7 people,
Yeah.
7 biology students, basically. And then we have a professor that helps us, advises us through our birding techniques.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are kind of in the group that built this community together. It did not exist before
Yes.
you all. You're the founding members.
Yes, you could say that.
Say that. So how has your interest in birding grown your friendship with one another?
that's a good question. Well, honestly, I don't think our friendship would even have occurred, I guess you could say, if we didn't go birding together. We all suffered through the same exact birding expeditions and quizzes, and so it really just got us to bond with how terrible we used to be at birding and just with how we've come today.
All right. Well, thank you so much, y'all. I'll ask you some more questions right after the break.
Let's try that again. Keep Oklahoma beautiful. For more information, visit www.keepoklahomabeautiful.com.
What is MassComm at OCU? It's working on a breaking story. It's creating ad campaigns for real clients. It's training in public relations. It's an internship downtown. It's not a lecture hall with 200 students. It's not waiting to meet with your professor. It's knowing everyone's name. It's winning awards and honors.
And it's reporting live from Oklahoma City.
Find out what it is for you at okcu.edu.
Welcome back to Studio 22. Today we have Abby Crosswhite and Serene Cater, and we're going to be talking about how you can get into bird watching. So, first of all, why should others be interested in bird watching and spotting birds?
Well, honestly, it's a relaxing hobby. You get to just sit and wait for the birds to either come to you, or you can go like on a hike or just walk through a trail and find the birds based on their call, or like if you hear some rustling in the leaves, and try to find them. It's basically kind of like a fun puzzle, like in the wild. So yeah,
very interesting. So what avenues can people take to get involved into the bird community?
Following like various outlet ornithology groups, or like just local ones, or just in general like the nationwide ones like Cornell. They put like quiz birds every week, or they do like tips of the week, and so if you're a new beginner, they also have like certain groups that you can join within that. But yeah,
You can also, my roommate and I love to watch all the Nat Geos of just like random bird documentaries and stuff. So even though you can't really see most of the birds in nature just because they do a lot of tropical areas, it's just a good way to kind of get your feet wet.
Oh, yeah. So what are some helpful bird watching tips and tricks for our viewers out there that may not partake in this activity very often?
well, if you want, there's two different ways. One, you can get your binoculars. If you don't have binoculars, that's okay. You can try to do it based on eyesight. But there's a bird app that you can download, and based on the birds, like different color feathers that you see, you can kind of distinguish which bird it is, and then you can play a call, and if that bird responds to it, then you know it's that bird. And it also does like an explore the bird option on there, so you can pick like where you're located, what the bird looked like, where it was, like if it was on a tree or on the ground or something, and then it'll give you all the options based on the area you're in. And so you don't necessarily have to know it on the top of your head, but you can just use the app to help you with that.
What is the app called for our viewers out
Merlin
there?
Bird App.
Merlin Bird App.
Yes.
All right. I will definitely be downloading that
Can't
after
wait.
this. So do each of you have a special experience, like your favorite moment when bird watching?
I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite moments, but it was just one of those moments where I started to realize that I'm a better birder than I think, but I'm also terrible at it. We were on a trip with Dr. Stan Campiano, and he had his binocs, which are significantly better than the ones the students get. And he yelled out, "Quiz bird," and everyone went to go look at this bird, and there was not a bird in sight. He said there was. I promise you there was no bird ever. And I guessed it right, even though I had no idea what the bird was, nor did I see one. And I don't know, just a turning point in my life.
Intuition, birders' intuition.
Oh, yeah.
Serene, do you have any favorite birding moments?
I think mine was my trip to Alaska freshman year. I was the worst birder. I didn't even like it very much. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to bird. But then now I go on every single trip the biology department offers, and I do birding like both within the department and on my own time, and so, yeah.
So you can be, through the bird community, you can have a lot of cool experiences and take a lot of cool trips. Where have y'all gone?
We've went to Yellowstone. I've gone twice, actually. The Rio Grande.
Yes, Gulf Coast, Big Bend National Park, and then Alaska.
Yes.
And are these trips available to all OCU students, or just biology, or?
They're open to everyone. I believe they can use the course credit as a, like,
it counts as the science credit, the science lab credit. Yellowstone has a specific 4 credit hour for non-majors, but the other trips, if people show interest, can join in as well.
Oh, very cool, very cool. So, how bird calling? Can you identify the sound of that a bird makes? There are so many different types of birds. How do you know what sound goes with what bird?
So in ornithology, we were required to memorize 30 different bird calls of the most common ones in Oklahoma. So those we know really well. Others we can kind of interpret based on the pitch or where they're located. And then usually we'll pull out the app and think what bird it is and play the call. If it sounds similar to that, then we'll do that bird.
I know personally that if you go onto YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Music, you can listen to bird calls and how to memorize them. And it'll give you an idea.
Very neat, very neat. So thank you all so much. When we come back after the break, we're gonna ask these bird experts some bird questions and see how they do. We'll see you right after the break.
No.
Just what do you think you are doing, Dave? I really think I'm entitled to an answer to that question. I can see you are really upset about this. I know I've made some very poor decisions recently, but I can give you my complete assurance that my work will be back to normal. Dave, stop, will you? Will you stop, Dave?
My name is Eric.
I don't work a 9 to 5, but I have a job to do. I don't wear a tie, but I still wear a suit in my court.
My field of work is an average, and my time around the water cooler is limited.
I work overtime, but the payoff is worth it.
I don't work a 9 to 5, but I have a job to do. I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
have teams in every sport. They have great players and never win titles. Most of the time, those players aren't willing to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. One thing I believe to the fullest is that if you think and achieve as a team, the individual accolades will take care of themselves. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships.
I don't work a 9 to 5, but I have a job to do.
I don't wear a tie, but I still wear a suit in my court.
My field of work isn't average, and my time around the water cooler is limited.
I work overtime, but the payoff is worth it.
I don't work a 9 to 5, but I have a job to do. I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Studio 22. We have two bird experts here and we're going to take a quiz and determine who is the champion of the birds. So I've also, your prize is this artisan handmade crown that I've created. If our viewers are interested, I will be making an Etsy store. But Serene, how confident are you that you know more about birds than Abby does?
I'm like 92.5% sure.
Okay, Abby, what do you have to say to that?
In the past, the birders have actually made a scale of who is the elite birder and others, and I have not been ranked very high on that scale. So you can make your own inferences from that.
All right, well, you know, anything can happen. So let's go for the first question. So, what bird has the largest wingspan? Is it a Ruppel's vulture, a wandering albatross, an ostrich, or a golden eagle?
Albatross.
That's not fair.
Sorry.
That is correct. So, what is the fastest bird in air? Is it a bald eagle, a frigate bird, a white-throated needletail, or a peregrine falcon?
Peregrine Falcon.
Retweet.
Yes, peregrines can reach speeds of upwards of 200 miles per hour. Read that on the internet.
I don't think I'm going to get any.
So how many known species of birds are there? Is it 10,000, 5,000, 3,200, or 24,000?
10,000?
That is correct, Abby. What does the word parakeet mean? Little bird, long tail, short beak, or colorful bird?
Colorful bird.
Actually, it means long tail.
Oh.
Abby, Serene, I thought you said you were 92% sure you.
I mean.
There's always 8% for loss.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which of the following birds are members of the corndale family? Ravens, magpies, blue jays, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Yeah.
That is correct. What is the flightless extinct bird that has the Latin name Dindus epidus?
Is it the dodo?
It is.
Do I get bonus points for not even having to have the multiple choice? You need to step up, man.
Yeah, Serene, you only had one, answered one. So what is a group of crows called? A gang, a gaggle, a murder, or a good time?
Murder.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry. I got that kind of laugh.
What is a group of owls called? A watch, a colony, a parliament, or a bunch of nerds?
A bunch of nerds.
No.
I'm just kidding.
A watch?
Parliament.
Question?
Yes, that is correct, Serene.
I don't think you can
I
change
kind of
your
wish
answer.
it was a bunch of nerds.
So, which of the following is not a native Oklahoma species? A yellow-billed cuckoo, a sandhill crane, a Canadian goose, or a starling?
Sandhill crane.
It's actually starling.
Really?
I didn't even guess.
But
I'm going to
what's the
choose
scale
starling.
of them being native? Because sandhill cranes are native to Texas and Canada.
You know
technically.
what? You know what? We'll just eliminate that question because you are the birding expert and my information could be incorrect.
I'm kidding. I'm just
Well,
being a
there's
sore
still that
loser.
8%, man. Just remember that.
So what bird has the longest lifespan? A parrot, a cockatoo, a swan, or an ostrich?
Ostrich?
No.
Gosh dang.
Repeat.
Parrot, cockatoo, swan, or ostrich?
A swan?
It's actually a parrot.
Ugh.
Okay, so
Is it because they're, like, raised
one
at
more
home?
question
Maybe.
before we go to break. What is the most common bird found in the USA? A starling, a mourning dove, a house finch, or an American robin?
American robin.
That is
House
incorrect.
finch.
That is also incorrect.
Starling.
That is also incorrect.
Then what was the other answer?
It was a mourning dove.
Oh,
A morning dove?
okay.
How sad.
All right.
Honestly.
Well, we're going to be asking these birding experts some more questions when we come back from break.
They love me? They love me not. They love me. Love Mother Nature and let her and keep Oklahoma beautiful.
This is my city. This is where I learn, play, work, eat. This is my city. This is my home.
What is Masscom at OCU? It's working on a breaking story. It's creating ad campaigns for real clients. It's training in public relations. It's an internship downtown. It's not a lecture hall with 200 students. It's not waiting to meet with your professor. It's knowing everyone's name. It's winning awards and honors.
And it's reporting live from Oklahoma City.
Find out what it is for you at okcu.edu.
Welcome back to the Bird Show, everyone. As you can see, Abby has pulled ahead of Serene in the birding quiz. We're going to do a lightning round of bird identification. So, are y'all ready?
Oh, yes.
So, who has identified more birds?
Serene.
Me. All right. So, hopefully you can pull ahead because of this. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
What is this bird?
This is a tail flycatcher.
Ooh. I'm going to give that to Serene. What is this bird?
Red-tailed hawk.
That is correct, Abby. What is this bird?
Sapsucker.
Red-backed.
Any more guesses?
Northern
Ladderback
flicker?
woodpecker.
It's a red-billed woodpecker.
I would have never gotten that.
No.
What is this bird?
The prairie chicken.
What kind of prairie?
American?
European. Mexican.
It is the lesser prairie chicken.
Okay.
What kind of duck is this?
Green-winged teal.
Correct. Oh, actually, not
Blue-winged.
correct. Yes.
Yep. Press it on the eye. Yep.
So I'm giving that to Serene. What is this bird?
The greater roadrunner.
That is correct. So Serene is coming back. Abby, you have to be on top of this.
Oh, I don't even know this hummingbird. Rufus?
Rufus hummingbird.
Oh. No, it is not.
Costa. Anna.
Calliope hummingbird.
Blue-throated.
Blue-throated doesn't exist.
It is actually the broad-billed hummingbird.
Oh. That's a sandhill crane.
Oh.
You know I love my cranes.
What is
Turkey vulture?
I think that was Serene. I'm sorry, Abby.
Barn owl.
Oh, I didn't even point to it, man.
I'll take the point.
There's no time. Northern mockingbird.
Ma'am. Yes, it is a northern mockingbird. Okay, so this is the last one. Winner takes all, okay?
Yellow-throated warbler.
I'm sorry, I think that was Serene, Abby. So, Serene.
Wow.
Here's your birding crown for being
sure she
champion of the
cheated.
birds. So how does it feel knowing that you have extensive bird knowledge?
It feels great, considering I want to go to a master's program to study them, so.
Abby, how are you dealing with this loss?
I'm not shocked that I lost. I'm just disappointed.
So you said you're going to go to a master's program for birds?
Yes, well, not for birds. I want to apply to go to grad school to study ecology, but do a specific research focusing on birds.
Yeah. Very cool, very cool. I wish you great luck with that.
Thanks.
You seem to have extensive bird knowledge, so.
She is the elite birder.
Thank you.
I mean,
So how can others become so knowledgeable in birds like you?
Take an ornithology course, go out, check out the birds, just spend some outside time reading books and learning about them.
Yeah, and one day you can become an elite birder just like Serene here.
That's right.
Well, thank you again both so much for taking time out of your day to come here and discuss your passions with me. Serene, congratulations on being an elite birder.
You.
Abby, better luck next time. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Studio 22.